Hello everyone. Well, I wanted to show you my first crochet item that I did, and I thought that the shell stitch, it's very simple stitch to do by a beginner, but this you can wear, or I can wear this like on top of a shirt, and I will put this and keeps me warm a little bit in spring or autumn. Even in winter it's no problem. But what I did was that I put the chains from hip to hip, and then I did three or four rows, I think 3 rows of single crochet stitch, and then I start with the shell stitch. But as you can see here, you will see some like a curve on the waistline. What I did when I start putting the chains, I put with big number, which this one it's 5 millimeters, number 8 from what I see here. And then I did with this number, with the 5 millimeters, I did up to here. As you can see, it's a little bit large, the stitch, and then in here comes a little bit tighter, and that it's because this falls on my hips, and then when it comes for the waistline, I will switch from this one, the 5, I will switch to 4 millimeters, and this is going to give you this little bit, like falls on your waistline. Because, well, I don't like to increase, I don't like to decrease, I don't like that kind of thing, so I just switch the big number I start, and when I reach the waistline, I will do with a smaller number crochet hook, and then when you reach here, you will start with the big number, the 5. But I did as long as I, almost to my shoulders. And then I will do 3. I did 3. Is how you say the shell stitch pattern in each side. The front and back panel are the same. And on the neck, at the neck area, I went with 3 rows of single crochet. But the single crochet I did at the neck, or the arms, I did with the big number, with the 5 millimeters. On the arms area here, I put the single crochet. But you have to, if you choose to do this kind of item, make sure that you put the same amount of stitches in chains on each arm. Otherwise one is going to be small and one is going to be kind of big, as you can see. And I'm showing this because this was my first thing that I did, and I didn't realize that I should put on each side the same amount of chains, and I just went to town. In here, if you see in here, I put some number of chains, but in here it's more than the other arm. So one, it's a little bit wider and bigger than this one, but I kept this. I didn't torn apart and use the yarn for something else. I just wanted to keep this as a reminder from where I start, what the mistakes I did, and maybe someday I will be advanced with this skill, crocheting. But this is a very simple thing to do. It's perfect for beginners. The shell stitch works with multiple of 6, so you have to chain multiple of 6 for your item if you want to do. But as you can see, I like to have like a little bit curve on my to fold the project, the clothing thing that I do on my waistline, not to be too straight. I like that, so that's why I start with the big number, and then I will switch, and I will do for the waistline, I will do with the small number, and so on. But this, yeah, but if you're a beginner, try to make sure that you put the same numbers on the sleeves. The opening here, I I left open for the arms, I think 18 centimeters. I don't know in inch, I'm not familiar with that system. 18 centimeters I left, but I went to town in this side. I put way too many chains than this side, and one it's you know, smaller, and one it's bigger. But well, for a beginner, this, you know, like stay at home, you know, vest or whatever you can call it. And another thing that I do, I tried this for sleeves. If you go and you make the sleeves longer, you can do the same thing with these numbers of crochet hooks. You can start here until you reach the elbow, for example. You start with this big one, with a big number of crochet, and when you reach the elbow and you go down, you switch and you make with the smaller one, and it's not going to be too chunky and big when it reaches this area. Yeah, but you know, I like to show my my mistakes for people that they're starting to crochet and they make mistakes. Well, I learned, now I know better. But yeah, for you guys that are beginners, this project is very easy to do, and the shell stitch goes faster. And of course it goes faster because the stitch it's higher, let's say the shell stitch, and goes fast when you do this kind of items, you know, like a blouse or a sweater. But also with the shell stitch, like the puff stitch, a lot of yarn goes into the project. So if you choose to do the shell stitch, make sure that you have enough yarn to finish the project. You might not have enough, and when you go back to the store, oops, we don't have that yarn anymore, that kind of thing. But yeah, this is my first thing that I did, and oh boy, I just kept it. I kept it, and I wear this. As you can see, it's worn because, you know, I like my mistakes. I learn, and every time I wear this thing and I choose to do something, I remember, do not make the same mistake. Make sure that you put the same amount of stitches, the chain on the both arms. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Happy crochet. Bye.